How's it going, everybody? It's Shinigami, and we got another great video for you today. Today I'm going to be commentating on something that just recently happened, and it falls in line with a lot of conspiracy theory shit. But for me personally, I'd like to say coincidences happen, but when they happen in the pattern that they have recently, you can't just pretend like everything's hunky-dory, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's where we're at today, where we got ourselves a hot one. So the White House had a press briefing, I believe it was about 2 days ago now, or 1 day, and in it we had them get pressed about the Hunter Biden case, right? And they pretty much try to hogwash a lot of it, make us believe that it's family matters, it shouldn't be, us to talk about blah blah blah, right? And it's just like, lady, he's the president's son. I think we should know what the fuck is going on, right? But in their neck of the woods, that is uncalled for. It is, whatever. But with the news finally coming around our side, the way I've heard it described is they've been Order 66'd. Now, if anybody of you know your Star Wars references, yeah, the prequels had it right. I mean, in some aspects, right? But at least in this part, it is very evident that the press is finally on the offensive, asking questions that should be asked to the general public, right? Because it's bullshit, right? These people are definitely not being held accountable for their actions, doing stuff that any normal person would be held for life. It doesn't matter if you pled, well, they were on drugs when they said that, or they they just weren't in the right mental state. And it's like, if you say that excuse for any peasant like us, then you're all of a sudden just not throw them in the fucking jail, in prison, have like your life ruined, right? Granted, some people obviously deserve it, but in this case, Hunter Biden definitely deserved it, and he's not being held accountable at all. So it's up to the public, the news media, if you will, to pretty much hold his feet to the fire. Because you got someone else that I can only think of. I think his name starts with rhymes with Donald Duck. No, I know. It's the same fucking name. Anyways. Yeah, it's just, you got that political act right now going on, and then you also have the situation with the submarine, where if you take into some accounts that has been told recently about the Navy knowing about this for about a week already, not reporting it, because if they would have already released the data or the information, right, we would be sitting here talking about, well, Hunter Biden more instead of the fucking submarine. And yeah, that's its own video for maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But everything's a little bit I raise an eyeglass to it, and magnifying glass, my bad. It's just odd, to say the least, and being an analytical person, maybe a little bit too much to my own fucking detriment, right? I'm gonna show what happened here. Let's get to it, right? Oops, my bad. I meant to do this.
The president invited his son Hunter to the state dinner last night. I'm wondering if you could take us into the thinking and decision-making of why the president decided to invite.
I'm just not going to get into family discussion, personal family discussion. As you know, Hunter is his son. I'm just not going to get into it.
If Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with federal prosecutors 2 days earlier?
A couple of things. Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House. You could look at past presidents. I'm sure you have. So that is not uncommon. As it relates to anything related to Hunter, I'm just not going to respond to it from here.
Can I follow up on that?
No, I just called in somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Kirby wouldn't answer James's question, though. Are you going to answer the question? Not an unreasonable question to ask whether the President of the United States was involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of coercive conversation for business dealings by his son. Is that something, if he wasn't, then maybe you should tell us?
So here's the thing, and I appreciate the question. I believe my colleague at the White House Counsel has answered this question already, has dealt with this, has made it very clear. I just don't have anything to share outside of what my colleagues have shared, and so I would refer you to him and the DOJ.
The way that they try to mislead is so obvious. She's not answering the question. It's a simple question that the general public should know. But we're being propaganded, whatever the word would be. They're just hiding it, alright? They're just going full China style. That's not something you normally see in the US. Oh wait. No, wait. I seem to remember. I might play a flashback. Yeah, I'm thinking of one. But no, this has occurred more than once in the US of A. So I don't take it uncommon for them to lie and hide for the president's behest. But this one is so clear and obvious when we have, actual audio clips of the president, of his son, of other people on phone lines, right? So it's just like you can't just look the other way. Bury your head in the sand like a fucking ostrich, right? It's not gonna work this time. Sorry.
Just not going to comment from here.
Text message.
What I can tell you is I know that my colleague has dealt with this. He addressed this at the White House Counsel. I just don't have anything else to share.
In the shakedown attempt?
I just answered the question. I just answered the question.
No, you did that. Yes or no? Was the president involved in the shakedown attempt?
Stephen, I just answered the question. It's not up to you how I answer the question. I just answered the question by telling you my colleagues at the White House Counsel has dealt with this, and I would refer you to them. Go ahead.
Can you just remind us what your colleague said from the White House Counsel so we have it?
I would refer you to them, and they will share their statement with all of you.
My question is about your statements from that podium. You've stated that the president stands by his comment from the 2020 campaign that he never once discussed his son's overseas business dealings with his son. And you stood at that podium and you reaffirmed that. Do you stand by your reaffirmation?
What I will say is nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And I will leave it there. Anything else, I will refer you to the White House Counsel.
This is not a change?
I just answered the question. You just asked me, does my statement change? I just told you nothing has changed. That's answering the question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The president was there 2 days
Go ahead,
prior.
Stephen. I'm calling on your colleague right now. Go ahead.
Thank you. To follow up on my colleague, is there anything that you can say with regard to this text message and what the president's son was alleging? Was the president there or not?
I would refer you to my colleagues at the White House Counsel. They have addressed this, and I refer you to them. Go ahead.
Karine, have you spoken to the president about this? Have you asked him whether he was there with his son on July 30th?
This is not a conversation that I've had with the president. Again, I would refer you to the White House
Do
Counsel.
you plan to have that conversation with the president?
No.
Did the president speak with the attorney general at all?
I
last
can't.
night?
I cannot say if the president had had a conversation with the attorney general last night. What I can refer you to is the White House counsel's office as it relates to the allegations. They've already addressed this. This is something for them to deal with. I refer you to the Department of Justice on anything else if you don't want to speak to the White House counsel's office.
And there was reporting earlier in the week that after the plea agreement was reached by Hunter Biden, that the president felt relieved that that part of it was behind him. Is that true? Can you speak
I can't
to
speak
his
to that.
mindset?
I cannot speak to the president's mindset. Again, I would refer you to the White House counsel's office. Get it.
All I can say is, holy shit, did they fucking grill him. Or grill her, my bad. What I mean by him is they're grilling Joe Biden, you know, for his false statements, pretty much. But, again, this is clear as day. Fucking lying to the general public, to the American people, of what happened, right? She said, they asked, Joe Biden said, yo, we had no knowledge of any business dealings overseas. That was in his fucking campaign. And guess what? That was a lie. And then you got fucking the lady just continuously saying, I'll refer you back to my colleague. I'll refer you back to my colleague. And it's just like, bitch, just fucking answer the goddamn question. My God. These people don't come to you, to the fucking press screenings, for you to just fucking sit there and be like, I'm gonna refer you back to this other person. It's just like, no, bitch, you're supposed to relay that information. That's the whole fucking point of a White House correspondent. But your dumbass is too low-brained IQ'd enough to fucking realize that. Obviously, you're playing fucking dumbass, retarded for whatever fucking reason to hide this shit. Yes, I understand that. But it's not working anymore. You can only play a fool for so long. There is no way these people would get into this power just by simply being stupid, right? They have to have some kind of competency in it. But the way they're doing about it right now, it's clear as day, fucking fraud. Bullshit. And the American people should be tired of it, right? Oh, yeah, that one gets me a little bit going. But that's gonna be it for me. I just wanted to bring it up to date and say, yo, the coincidences that happened between all of this and the fact that the whole submarine imploded a week ago. Let me say it a little more quieter. A week ago, right? So that happened. They didn't report it until a few days ago, and it just falls a line when Joe Biden, his son, is getting all this shit laid on him. And wouldn't you like to have something in the media that helps distract from that? Whatever could it be? Right? But we found it. We know what it is. You caught, bitch. It's fucking simple, my God. If you just look at history, the enemy always plays themselves. The enemy always loses because they fall on their face from their own silly mistakes. And that's pretty much what's going on right now. So, that's my little breakdown of it. I hope this is a little bit informative to some of you out there. But, yeah. Trump was right. And, I think he gets owed an apology by a lot of people that were calling bullshit for him. But it's okay if you don't. Not everybody's gonna agree. I'm still coming to terms with having to, not everybody's gonna agree with your opinion, and that's fine. This world would not be the way it is if everybody just thought the same. We're all individuals. We all have our own, morals and ideologies and all that crap together. I would obviously hope that we keep all the positive stuff, but like yin and yang, the good has to exist with the bad. There has to be a balance of both. You can never fully extinguish one or the other, but you can still put it in check. And for the longest time right now, we've been overbalanced with evil. It is just only recently that we're just tipping the scales. It feels a little better now, but this relieves me a bit. And with that being said, I hope y'all have a wonderful night, wherever y'all are doing. Here from the Central Midwest, I'm a Shinigami, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night, good evening, good morning, wherever you're at. Comment, like, share down below, and I'm gonna catch y'all next time. See you later. Bye.